What I'd like to do now is to share with you, maybe you know already, but for those who are new into this business, share with you some basic principles of our business and how we succeed in our business, how we make our business really grow big. Because some people think that this business is about selling products. There are people who think this is about selling products. And if they do that, it's okay. As long as they don't expect to make big money out of selling products, because you can only sell so much.
Yeah, no good.
Some people think that this business is all about just recruiting people. Just recruiting. And I've heard of some people in their training say, you don't have to sell any products. All you have to do is you just recruit people, make them buy a kit so that you can start recruiting other people and build an organization. Actually, that's not also the right way to do the business. But if you really want to make the business really big, I think one thing that we must consider first and foremost is that in our business, one, we must be able to multiply ourselves. So we must have a lot of people. Like for example, if you just sponsor 2 people and then teach them to sponsor 2 each, there will be 4 people. And if these 4 people will sponsor 4 each, then there will be 8. And if the 8 start sponsoring 2, there will be 16. And the 16 start sponsoring only 2 each, then there will be 32 people. So many more people. But if you add just one person, let's say, for example, you sponsor a person, another person, and everybody does the same. You sponsor 3, they sponsor 3, you have 9. The 9 sponsors 3, you have 27. The 27 sponsors 3 each, you have 91. The 91 sponsors 3 each, then you have
81.
81. Oh, 81, I'm sorry. Then you have
243.
243. I think I'm so deep. No, let me just stop here.
That's it.
If you add just one person and sponsor 4 each, the 4 sponsors 4 people, you have 16. The 16, you teach them to sponsor 4 each, then you have 64. And then they sponsor 2 each, then you have 256 people. And if you, let's say for example, add another person, 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125, times 5 is 625. How many people do you have?
A lot.
You have the 5 people you originally sponsored, the 25 they sponsored, the 125 the 25 sponsored, the 625 the 125 sponsored. So you actually are going to have 780 distributors in your organization. So it's about people, it's about numbers. So you have 780 distributors who are active. That's the qualification. Because you can have a lot of people, if they don't do the business, they don't buy products, they don't sponsor people, then it's useless. Okay? So 780 people, if they just sell, use products for themselves and sell products, let's say $1,000 per month. Can you easily sell $1,000 per month, including your new distributors who buy products? Okay. So how much will that? That's going to be $780,000 per month. So let's say you're just going to get 3% from that. That's going to be something like, well, 24. Almost 25. Okay, $25,000 per month. Okay, so what does this mean? What does the principle mean? It means a lot of people doing the business in not in a very big way, just doing small stuff, but taken all together gives you a very big whole. And that is our business. So number one to consider, if you want to make it big, in forever living, like the top distributors from Germany, the top distributors from the US, then you really have to think of sponsoring people. You really have to think of multiplying yourself. And you can only multiply by sponsoring others into the business. There's no other way. The second is that you don't only multiply, but the most important thing is you must be able to duplicate yourself. So what does this mean? This means that you have to have a system that you are going to teach your downlines. Okay? And probably this is how it goes. If this is you, if you sponsored one person, question, have you duplicated yourself? You have sponsored one other person, but you have not duplicated yourself. You only duplicate yourself when you teach that person everything that he has to know about his business. Selling products, using products, sponsoring other people. So that now you must teach him how to sell, and you must teach him how to sponsor, and you must teach him that he must be able to teach his downline, not you teaching his downline, to sell the products and to sponsor other people. And this guy also will begin teaching the person, his downline. So it's not going to be you who's going to do everything. Because when you're going to do everything for your downline, you are going to baby your downline and you are going to have babies. What we're trying to do is we're making independent distributors. We're not making babies in forever living. So the most important thing is teaching your downlines, duplicating yourselves. That's why what we're saying, what we're always saying is that your system must be simple and duplicatable. No complicated stuff. If you're going to talk about health education, don't talk like as if you're a doctor. Because then people will start to think, okay, you're very good because you're a nurse. You're into the medical field. But I can never do what you're doing because I don't know how to do that. So everything must be in layman's terms. Everything must be simple so that people can easily duplicate it. So duplication is very important in our business. Okay. Well, the third thing is that this is just three. There are a lot of them, but this one is that you have to identify those you think are the most potential, and I call them the golds. Okay? So in your downline, you must be able to help those who are really very interested in your business. When you start sponsoring people, you are going to get a lot of people with varying degrees of interest in the business. But those who have signified interest to really go and do the business, always calls you up and probably attends meetings with you, these people are the most interested. Okay? Maybe this person is not very interested, but he was interested enough to sponsor somebody who also sponsored somebody else. But this somebody is the one who is very interested. Okay? And also with this somebody, maybe somewhere down the line, the one who got very interested is down the line. So when you have an organization like this, then you know when or where to focus. So you cannot tell this person, hey, teach your downline to do the business. Teach your downline to do the business. Why? Because in the very first place, they are not so interested in doing the business. They got only a little interest to be able to buy and sponsor. But once you see that this person is really very interested, forget them. Go directly and help this person out. Help these people out. Help these people out. Because when they start to grow, when they start growing, if you're these persons, one of these persons, are you going to get excited about the possibilities? Yes. Chances are you will, right? So chances are you will. Hey, my group is growing. I better do something. So they start doing the business, and then you have 3 downlines. Very strong downlines. Now what happens if they don't really do the business? If they don't really do the business, it's okay. Because this person becomes your first generation. So it's as if he is your first generation. In the industry, we call them that this person rolls up to you, even if the persons are there. Okay? So, you must know how to help the people who are very interested in doing the business. Okay, now, I talked to you about this because I am going to show you how I present the business now. Okay, will this be okay?
Oh, yeah.
How I present the opportunity. Okay, now. We were actually talking a little earlier with Alex and with some other distributors, some of you here. And we were explaining that what we do now is that we make a lot of product launches and home parties. And in home parties, we notice that a lot of people get very interested if you talk about free facials. Did that happen to you here? When we talk to people, we start inviting people and talk with them, tell them, hey, come over, because we're going to present to you, we're having a health education, present to you vitamins, food supplements. People usually say, oh, we have a lot of those. You can always buy them from GNC, from Walmart, they're cheap, like that. But when we tell people, hey, come over, because we're going to have a free facial, a lot of them come. A lot of them come. And we start doing the facial. This is just a strategy for people who don't want to come. Because when you talk about free facial, they usually come. And you start applying the facial on them. The facial, and in the Philippines, I don't know if you still do it now, we put this paper here to remove the whiteheads and blackheads. Yeah? Okay? So, and after applying the facial, you have to wait for something like 20 to 30 minutes for the facial to dry, right? So we say, since we're not doing anything, might as well talk to you about aloe vera, products, and they cannot complain because they cannot laugh. The mask is starting to harden up. They cannot walk out. Imagine walking out with all those things. So they're what we call your captured market. In our experience doing the business here Forever Living, usually, at the end of the presentation, those people actually do not buy the facial. They buy the products. That has been our experience in doing the business. Anyway, for those, we talk to them about those who are going to be interested in the business, and then we start talking to them about the business. Usually in the Philippines before, we talk about the opportunity, we talk about the marketing plan and this ladder and everything, and we start computing how much you can earn, and the presentation would usually last for 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, together with stories. But it takes a long time. Now, we're doing the presentation very short. Because people, even if you explain everything, people don't really, the first-timers don't really understand all those things. You remember the very first time you attended, you don't really understand. So anyway, what I tell people now, when I explain the marketing plan is this: our business is just like franchising. What is franchising? Okay? Let's say, talk about McDonald's, and maybe let's talk about 7-Eleven. And I ask them, what's the product of McDonald's? Burger. And what are the products of 7-Eleven? Groceries. Okay? Yes, they are the products of the local business, or what we call the franchisees. Okay? But the products of the company, McDonald's and 7-Eleven, the products of McDonald's, the product of McDonald's is McDonald's. And the product of 7-Eleven is 7-Eleven. You see, if I'm McDonald's, I don't come to you and say, hey, buy our hamburger. You have the best tasting hamburger. I come to you and say, Would you like to go into the fast food business? McDonald's, you don't know, you don't have any experience? It's okay. We have a system, we can train you. You can use our name. You can use our store design. You have to pay me, I think, $60,000, $70,000 as franchise fee, and pay me 5% royalty every time you sell something. That's franchising. Okay? It's so successful today, selling the business, selling the name, selling the system. It's so successful that today, McDonald's is the #1 fast food all over the world. Am I correct? And I think, I'm not so sure, 7-Eleven is the #1 convenience store all over the world. Because anywhere I go, there's a 7-Eleven. There's 7-Eleven in the Philippines, I think in Japan, there's 7-Eleven. And Forever Living offers you a similar opportunity. When you retail products, you are like a local business or a franchisee. And you can actually earn $300, $600 per month doing this business 2 to 4 hours per week. Am I correct? Yeah. But Forever Living also offers you the opportunity of McDonald's. When you sponsor other people into the business, it is as if you are opening up a franchisee. You are opening up an outlet. And when you do that, your income becomes an unlimited income opportunity. It's not a linear, it becomes an exponential growing income. And it becomes a global, and your business is actually a global distribution business. That is the business. Okay? Now, what is the business? Or what is distribution business? Distribution business is, under the traditional setup of the distribution business, products coming from a factory are passed on to national distributors who then pass on the products to distributors who then pass the products to retailers who then sell to customers. But that is not enough. There will be advertising support and there will be promo support, and all of this costs money. These people have to make markups and profits so that a product that was made for $10 will now be sold for something like $20 to $30. Okay? Yeah. And this thing, all of this, you cannot do away with. In order for the products to go to the consumer, it must pass through what we call distribution channels. Okay? So this is what we call the marketing and distribution function of the business. Now, in our business Forever Living, from the factory, products go directly to you. We cut the middleman, we don't have advertising, we don't have promos. So that means that the company is actually contracting or subcontracting us to do distribution and marketing for them. All the savings, that's what we earn. Okay? We're contractors, or I call ourselves marketing contractors. Marketing and distribution contractors of Forever Living. And one thing that we do is we sell products retail to our customers. Like this person selling to his customers. But then, the big business is when we create a distribution organization by sponsoring others into our business, and it's as if we're opening up outlets. So you, doing Forever Living, you're outlets of Forever Living. You don't have a store, but you're an outlet of Forever Living. Okay? But the good thing, if you're an outlet of Forever Living, then you have customers. But the good thing is that the people you sponsor into the business are not limited to just selling products. They have the similar opportunity to become a very big distribution, to have a very big distribution organization by sponsoring others into their business. They have the people they sponsor, they have sets of customers, But these people are not limited to just selling products. They also have the opportunity. Everyone has the opportunity to open up their outlets by sponsoring them into the business. So this is how your organization grows. And this is where you make money. And the good thing about our business is that we are not limited by territories. We can actually do the business nationwide. And we can do the business in 120 countries where Forever Living is present. That's why the opportunity actually is not just America. It's all over the world. We come from a third world country, the Philippines. Imagine we're doing business in the US today, Forever Living business. You know, companies in the Philippines who wants to do business in the US, they go through a lot. You know, red tape, they have to get licenses and taxes and so on and so forth. They have to open up LCs and so on and so forth. Hey, in Forever Living, you can do this. Just like that. That's the opportunity. That's the future. Okay? So this is our business. Now, in Forever Living, we have three important people. And who are these? Number one, customers are very important to us. As in any other business, customer is king. Right? Because if you don't have satisfied users, even if you have a very large organization, your organization will not last, will not be profitable. Okay? So we have to treat our customers very well. I always say that we must turn all of our customers into what we call in the Philippines, suki. What's suki? Suki simply means regular users or regular customers, the one who will continue to buy products from you. Okay? Number two, there are people who will not sponsor people, but will just be satisfied with selling products, earning a little extra on the side. Other people like that you know? In the Philippines, we have many of them. They don't want to sponsor people. They don't want the hustle. They don't want to attend the meetings, but they know they can sell the products, so they sell the products so that they can save on their own expense, on their own purchases, and maybe just a little extra. Okay? But the third person that is important to us, and these people are the builders. Okay? I just assume that every one of us here are builders. Am I correct? Yeah. We want it big. We want the big money. We want the big income in Forever Living. Okay? Okay, now, if we are the builders, I suggest a system. Actually, there are many systems, but just for people to, you know, have an idea of what this business is all about, this is what I say. This is very simple. This is you. You must ensure that you sell $1,000 per month worth of products at gross. Okay? The $1,000 can probably come from the products that you use, products that you retail. But it can also come from the people, the new distributors that you sponsor into the business. Why must you sell $1,000? At least $1,000. Because any viable business must have sales. Just imagine if you're McDonald's. You have a chain of maybe 10,000, maybe 100,000 McDonald's stores all over the world. And yet, nobody, not even one of your stores, sell a single hamburger. What good will 100,000 stores of McDonald's do if you don't sell hamburgers, if you don't have sales? Similarly, in our business, we must be able to, each and every one of us must be able to push or to move products. If you're a little, if you, the $1,000 is actually part 4cc, 4 case credits. Because in our training, we say that this is a 4 case credit business. This is very important. Some people say, why do you have to have those things? Simple. This is not part of the presentation. Okay. If I'm very good at sponsoring people, I sponsor many people. I sponsor a lot of people. I tell my people to sponsor. And we excite people so that they join and buy the combo pack and start sponsoring other people. And eventually, I'm able to sponsor 10,000 people in my organization. But I teach them, you don't have to sell anything. You just buy the combo pack and start recruiting. You don't sell. You don't buy products. So it's okay. You know what? Time will come when the people that you sponsored will not actually buy, will not actually sell products. So if they don't buy, they don't sell, okay. Total purchase of the 10,000, 0. So how much is the sales of your organization? 0. Your manager? You get 18% out of 0? Guess what? Your volume bonus, your check, is a big, fat 0. In our business, because ours is a business, products must move or nobody gets paid. So this is a very important discipline. A very serious distributor must know how to move products. It's easy to move the products. Sponsor people, they buy, it's part of 10,000. Use products, part of 1,000. You sell products. You know, in our experience, if you continue to look for people to sponsor, a lot of people will not join you, but they become customers. If they don't become customers, you can ask for referrals, so nothing is ever wasted. Some people who do forever and stop, and quit doing forever living, know the products, love the products, will continue to buy the products. Do you agree? In the Philippines, we have a lot of people who stop doing forever living, but they continue to buy forever living. We have a lot of people who transfer to other companies, other food supplement companies, and yet they just do the business, but they don't use their company's products. They still use forever living products. Okay? So your customers, actually your customers will build up in the long term. And you'll be surprised. $1,000 in America is very small. In fact, I heard of one distributor in Modesto, California, who's selling $2,000 a day.
Oh.
Anyway, so this is step 1. Step 1 is that you must be able to force yourself, train yourself, teach yourself to be able to move products. Step 2, because you want the big business, is for you to start sponsoring people. And if you just sponsor 3 people who are very interested, the golds, the builders. Of course, there will be many other people here who are not as interested. Okay. You set them aside first, but you focus on those who are very interested. And you teach them your system. You teach them your system, just like McDonald's teaches you, their franchisees. You teach them first and foremost how they can sell $1,000 per month. Okay, that's step 2. Step 3 is that you also teach them that if they want to build the business to grow big, each of them must also be able to sponsor their own set of builders. So that's step 3. And be able to teach them how to be able to sell $1,000 each or move $1,000 each. In step 4, okay, we stop at step 4, but you can actually go step 5, step 6. Step 4 is when these people teach them how to sponsor their 3 each, and to be able to teach people how to be able to move $1,000 each. Okay? So if you stop at this, and maybe if you give this a time frame, maybe you say after 4 months or maybe 6 months, this is your organization. Your organization will be composed of you, the 3 people you sponsored, the 9 people they sponsored, and the 27 people that the 9 sponsored, or for a total of 40 distributors who are leaders, who are gold, who are builders. Okay? Now, you have 40 people. How much did you train them? How much sales did you train them to produce each month? Okay. $1,000 per month. So how much is your total sales?
40,000.
$40,000 per month. That's your total sales. Okay. In Forever Living, from this group, you are going to earn between 3 to 13% volume bonus or commissions from all of their sales or purchases. So if we take from this an average of 5%, you are going to make $2,000 per month income. If you do this for 4 months, 4 months from now, that's your income. 6 months from now, that's your income. Now, when these people become independent, they know how to do the business, they take care of their own because they're leaders, you can start sponsoring other people, and this one focusing on these people. And after these people become independent, you start focusing on other people that you develop, and so on and so forth. They'll do the same thing. Everyone does the same thing. Your business will grow. It will grow exponentially very fast. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look into the future. Let's say 5 years from now, you continue to do this business like this. And 5 years from now, in America, you were able to develop 1,000 distributors seriously doing the business. And they're selling $1,000 per month all over the US. This is your group, your organization. So how much will be your sales?
$1 million.
$1 million per month. Now you have plenty of leaders. 6%, 3%, 2% leadership bonus. If we take 3% as the average income that you're going to get from your downlines, okay. So 5 years from now, you will be earning $30,000 per month. Isn't that exciting? The most important thing is that we have a system. If we just continue to follow the system, it's a simple system. Just do it day in and day out, no matter if people reject you, people laugh at you. We're not interested in people who laugh at you. We're not interested in people who don't join you or buy products from you, as we talked about earlier. Eventually, as you continue to plot on doing this system day in and day out, you're going to build an organization that is productive. And it will depend on how much you really like. You will desire to make your business grow. Because some people will not be content with $30,000. They are going to go full blast into doing Forever Living because they want $300,000. Okay? And we know from the top distributors of Forever Living that the top distributors actually make more than $300,000 in other countries. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, hey, we have to wake up. Because we're actually sitting on a gold mine in the USA. 250 million population with health concerns, right? Who are now into this health thing, who have the purchasing power with the right system, with the right company, with the right products. There is no reason for you to fail in this kind of business. That's why we are so excited doing the business here. We're not really from here. In fact, by Saturday, we'll be going to Virginia because we have a downline from Dallas. Our downline from Dallas, her sister is from Virginia. When she got so excited, bought products. Even if, I think she bought more than $1,000 worth of products, even if she doesn't know anything about the products and about the business. And I said, hey, we should go there and help her out because she committed to do this business. So even if Virginia is not in our itinerary, we have to go and help her out. At least just train her a little on how to do the business. Okay? So what I'm saying is that, wow, this is a very great opportunity for you and I. We'll be going back to the Philippines sometime in October. We're from the Philippines coming over to do the business. You're from here. When you succeed in Forever Living, we will also have even a small share of your pie the American pie.
It's a big pie.
It's a very big pie. Even if you just get a slice of $10,000 per month,
Big pie.
that will be a big fortune for us. Yeah? But you know, if you're here in America, don't dream of $10,000. That's very attainable. Dream bigger. Dream higher. Because that's what this business is all about. That's the potential. That's the potential. Of course, some may not be able to reach those $100,000 level, or maybe $10,000, $20,000 or $30,000 level. But hey, if you're going to do this business and earn an extra $5,000 a month, will that be okay? Okay. And this is how we present the business now. And after this, I explain about some of the, the car incentive, the travel incentive, the profit sharing, just briefly. That is how we present it. And well, I've been talking for a while. I hope you learned something. I hope I have inspired you, although I was looking forward to be inspired coming over here. I never expected that I would be doing the talking. I told, Alex, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But, I was just reflecting all these years that I've been with Forever for the last 13 years. God made me ready for occasions like this. So again, I'd like to thank all of you. You think that's a good audience?